welcome back everybody. This will be our Field Training Officer series for FivePD number 3. And today we're going to talk about traffic. So we're here on our motorcycle. Now this is a police motorcycle and we're still working for the sheriff's office, but that's okay. We just have a livery conflict here, that's all. So working traffic, we're not going to be answering a lot of other calls. We're going to keep it to just the traffic calls. And we're also going to work on ped interaction.
Attention all units.
Now there's a
Citizens
stolen
report
car.
a stolen police vehicle.
That's
Response
okay
code
to answer these when you're alone in the server. Just be aware that you will be in a pursuit, and if you're on a motorcycle, your only option is to shoot out the tires of the car that you're chasing. And that's okay, I guess, as long as that level of force is authorized. But for now, we're going to try to keep it to just simple traffic violations, parking violations, abandoned vehicles, that type of thing. We'll see what else we can get involved with, but we don't want to just go into a shoot 'em up situation if we don't have to. Now the weather is kind of foggy today, so there's a lot of glare, and with my visual mod that I have in here, which is Radiance V, it's a little much, but that's okay. If it becomes daylight, that stuff will all go away. And we want to talk about the cruise control today. So cruise control is, first of all, you have to make sure it's activated in your F11 menu, and you go down to toggle cruise control and put a check mark there. We'll backspace out. Now cruise control is handled by your left control button, or key I should say, on the keyboard. Let's make sure we're going to pull out. And the speed limit on this road is 50. So as I approach 50, I'm going to hit that left control. And you'll see in the upper left-hand corner of the screen it says cruise control set at 41. Well, my radar says 40, so that's pretty close. And if I accelerate, I can accelerate up to
Attention all
50.
units. Citizens report suspicious activity. Response code
And it'll
2.
hold it there. So I'm not violating the speed limit, or going up to 50 or 60 and down to 40 and up to 50. So I'm cruising right along. Anytime I go faster, it'll reset to that speed. If I need to slow down, I just simply hit the brake and it'll disengage, like right there. And then we'll go back up. Whoop. Wrong button. And we'll accelerate our way back up to 50. There we go, 51.
Attention all units.
There's a parking
We've
violation.
got a
Let's go ahead and
traffic
get that.
violation.
So we're going to answer that call. I'm going to disengage my cruise control. Now this is not an emergency unless it's really blocking the roadway. And since it's on 68, we'll be going to that. So we would let the other people on the server know. 0 Whiskey 30, I'm going to be 1097. Parking violation on Route 68, Code 2. Now Code 2 means that my lights are going. I'm going to be very careful here. I'm going to use, oh, here we go, we're right on top of it. So I'm going to use my vehicle to block the roadway. I get off my motorcycle. And first thing I want to notice is that the car is unoccupied. I would never want to walk up to an occupied vehicle. It could be a setup or something like that. So I'm going to hit my G key for my dispatch, and I'm going to check the license plate. Now there's a return check, which means that something bounced somewhere, and they've placed a hold on their registration. So some states do that. It's called financial responsibility. Well, just because you blew your horn twice doesn't mean you get to run over me, idiot. Anyway, a return check somewhere in the system would trigger a financial responsibility violation, and that person would no longer be able to register their vehicle. So we need to call for a tow truck. Now in the real world, if I did a visual check, anything in plain view in the passenger compartment is fair game. So if there's a bag of cocaine on the seat, for example, now I can seize the vehicle as a drug seizure. I have probable cause to go in and have that tested and everything that goes along with that. I don't see anything odd in here, so I do not have probable cause to search this vehicle. I am not impounding this vehicle. I'm simply calling for a next rotation tow. So think of AAA. And down over the mini map you see it says write the vehicle a citation, then tow it away. Well, who would I write the citation to but the registered owner? So I would go back in to the computer and find the registered owner. Well, let's do that. Let's cancel our tow truck. Let me look at their name again. And this vehicle is registered to Marilyn Dillon. So Marilyn Dillon. I do have a computer on a motorcycle, believe it or not. They're usually in the back saddlebag area. So Marilyn, M-A-R-I-L-Y-N. Let me double check that spelling. So what I'm going to do is go back out, go to my info and notifications, and you'll see right here Marilyn Dillon is right there. It is M-A-R-I-L-Y-N. Sometimes I get some weird spellings. And there's two L's. So M-A-R-I-L-Y-N. M-A-R-I-L-Y-N. Good. And Dillon. Wow! And there she is. So I'm going to create a citation. And my date and time are right up here in the upper right hand corner, and they should be synced with your computer. And we use military time, so 0432, this is 4:32 a.m. as you see. This is the location. I don't have to do anything with that. And I'm going to select a violation right here. And going up here. Now there's a lot of violations. See if I have one that says parking. We do have one parking, of course. Blocking access to a disabled spot, parked on the boulevard. Technically this is parked on the boulevard. And all these blocking hydrants and evacuation routes and so on and so forth. We're not in the middle of a intersection. So I think our parked on a boulevard is going to be the one that we're looking for, of course. So we're going to go up here, and that's a $35 ticket. So I put that fine in here, 35, and I submit. Now you'll remember yesterday that when we did an arrest report, when I did the charges, I had to go back and undo the charges before I closed out my computer. And in the citation menu, it does that automatically. So now that I have written a citation to Miss Dillon for leaving her car here, even if she wasn't the driver at the time, she is the registered owner. So now my tow truck will come. And he was almost here before, so we're just going to have to wait a second. And we'll RP to these folks. Just be a couple seconds. I've got a tow truck on the way, so just relax. We'll get this roadway cleared up for you, okay? Just be a couple more seconds. I've got the tow truck en route, all right? Thank you. And so on. Now, where is that tow truck? He's off my mini-map, so I hit escape and enter. And I can click up here to find him. And holy cow, what's he doing way down there? He's coming, but where is he? So I just... Oh, I don't want to... I'm sorry. I do not want to put a waypoint on him. I'm going to zoom in on him. Hopefully he'll come down here and meet us here. They don't always spawn in the most convenient of places, and I could cancel him and try to see if he'll spawn somewhere else, but I don't have that luxury in the real world. Another thing that we don't have the luxury in the real world is sometimes we have what we call rotation records, which there is a rotation list, and you have the different companies in your region that have been authorized to be on the police rotation list. So if someone doesn't have a preference to a certain tow company, you would ask for the next rotation. Well, the next rotation driver might be in bed, and you have to wait for him to get out of bed in the middle of the night and drive to the yard and get his tow truck and all of those things. Oh, I see he's really going to take the most direct and logical route to us. But so you may be on a scene for a long time waiting for a tow truck, or on a busy Friday or Saturday night where there's a lot of car accidents, a lot of cars are being impounded for drugs or DUI and things like that. You may wait a couple of hours for a tow truck. And if you've ever had to wait for AAA for a flat tire, you kind of know what I'm talking about. So we're just going to RP that we're waiting patiently for the tow truck, and we'll see just how much longer this is going to take. While we're doing that, back out. We'll talk about, we've got a good passage of time here. The sun is coming up. We're going to talk about, let's see if I move, if they have enough room to get around. Yeah, there we go. I don't want them to have to wait. And again, on my mini-map, I can see that the tow truck is out there coming. That's the hook. But I feel like he's still a long way away. Yeah, well, he's not even on that map. He's a long way away. Here he comes. He is coming. He's coming all the way down Zancudo. Holy cow. Well, that brings up a good point. Knowing your map. If you are not familiar with the map, this is Paleto Bay at the far north end of the map. We have the reservoir coming through. We have Sandy, or not the reservoir, I'm sorry. This is the Alamo Sea. This is the Alamo Sea, and there's one passageway back out to the ocean. So this is an inland type of a sea. There is this passageway here too, come to think of it. So there's a couple ways to get to Alamo Sea. And this is Sandy Shores. Sandy Shores up into Grapeseed here. And then through the mountains, it does go all the way around. Right there, you can go all the way around. So if you get a call for a hiker or something like that, you may find yourself going around and then coming down here and into the mountains, and all of that would be now on the Paleto side. This is the Great Ocean Highway, and that extends over here as well. The Great Ocean Highway comes down towards the city, and you see the airport here. Not the airport. Well, that is an airport, but that is Fort Zancudo, I should say. Fort Zancudo. There's a tunnel here that you're traveling under on the Great Ocean Highway. There's a large bridge right here. That's on the load-up screen. Now, our tow truck is now traveling totally the wrong way. So we're going to have to cancel him. And I am going to get in a different position and see if I can spawn him in a different place. Well, he showed up right away on my mini-map. And here he comes up the first way I thought he should, which is Mount Vinewood Drive, if he's going to spawn over there. Well, why are you coming up the middle of the road? I mean, seriously. What are you people doing? The locals in this place are crazy. Let's go back to our map. You can zoom in and out with the wheel on your mouse. Sandy Shores is right here. This is the Sandy Shores airfield. Again, we're coming out where we are right now. We're coming down 68, and you know, there's a lot of wilderness right in this area here, but there's also the Vinewood Hills down here. This isn't terrible. There's a lot of paved roads here, but that Great Ocean Highway continues around, and of course this is Los Santos. This is Los Santos International Airport down here. These are the docks down here. We're coming around. A lot of the pursuits you'll see will come out of Sandy sometimes down 13 and continue down into Los Santos Freeway. And these are the ones that end up here, and they come down into the Strawberry area. This is the Palomino Freeway that comes around and then comes through the outskirts and then again back around to Paleto Bay. And this is Humane Labs over here. Cape Catfish is in this area over here, right here. It's Cape Catfish. So if you have a excuse me, a general idea of where things are, north or south, east or west, you'll get a good idea of where you should be going. Now this tow truck is heading the wrong way too. Now why is he doing that? So he's heading back out towards Route 1 or Great Ocean Highway. We don't have that kind of time. So what I'm going to do is show you the quick and easy way to get rid of a vehicle. And that is to hit the T or Tango button / FDV. Or I don't know what the F stands for, but it's delete vehicle. Enter. There it goes. We're going to role play that has been removed by a tow truck. I am now going to go into, and that by the way creates an error and your tow truck is automatically canceled. We're going to hit the Zulu button and go code 4 on this call. I am going to move out of the way before I'm run over, and then I'm going to kill my lights and let traffic figure itself out. And there it goes. So what we just did there is we answered a parking violation in the roadway. We attempted to give the tow truck all the opportunity in the world to come get it, but I'm in this bicyclist way. But in doing so, the AI track for some reason wasn't cooperating with us 2 times. So we not really cheated, but kind of did it the automatic way. We don't want to do that for everything because, okay, a very small vehicle. That's a traffic call. And it's in Bay Tree Canyon, right near us. Oh, now see, okay, now this happens sometimes. I answered the call for a very small vehicle. And what happened is it changed my call to a parking violation. Because I was right on top of a previous call. So I'm going to code for this one. I'm going to just delete this vehicle. I'm not going to go through all that we just did. FDV. And I'm going to get on my motorcycle and I am going to go far from this location. It will seem sometimes that you're getting the same call. Despite answering a different call, you're getting the same call over and over and over. So sometimes to break that cycle, you do a traffic stop. And we're going to do that real soon here. So I'm going to head down 68. Now in this direction of 68, I'm heading into Harmony. Snore Road is to our right, and that will take us right into the city. Heading out this way is heading towards the prison. And the freeway. I see our speed limit's 45. Whoa!
Shit, man, shit!
Alright. You gotta be careful. I was looking at my radar. Now, how smashed up is my vehicle? I get a little scratch on the fender. Nothing for the sake of this video I can RP.
Attention all units.
Because there's no one else on the server
Code 3.
to join me. Alright, we're going to head up here. We're going to get on the freeway, and people say, wait a minute, you're not a trooper. No, I'm in the sheriff's department. There's a lot of freeway that runs in the county, and that is well within my jurisdiction. I wouldn't want to work the freeway system in the city. That's for troopers, and of course for the police department. Oh, I now have a flat tire. I am going to turn around. There's a repair right here. Let's hit my flashers. I mean, it's literally right there, so there's no sense of calling it
Attention all
for
units.
help.
Citizens report a vicious animal on the loose. Respond code 3.
It's right in the back here. Now that is a back tire that probably had nothing to do with that small collision, other than I slammed on the brakes. Alright, T/repair. Repair. And the mechanic repaired my car, or in this case my motorcycle. We're back as good as new. Shut off my flashers. Let's go run some radar. It could have been something in the roadway. It might have been because I slammed on my brakes to minimize that collision with that car a while back. And as a result, blew a tire. Tires can blow spontaneously, as if you'd run over a nail. So sometimes you're like, man, I didn't do anything. You don't have to, just like the real world. And again, with the keyboard, you'll see there's a little bit more abrupt movement to your character when you're driving with the keyboard. Some people can't do it at all. I don't have a controller hooked up, so that's not an option for me. I like having my hands right on the keys for other things as well. Alright, now, we know the city is south.
Attention all units. We've
And
got a firearms incident. Shots fired.
And
Respond code 3.
the Paleto Bay is to our north. So I am going to go north, and we're going to clock cars coming from the city that have been traveling at a pretty high rate of speed and are now coming through our area on their way to Paleto Bay. And I'm going to come up here. Now in a lot of jurisdictions, wow, this guy's really pulling away. It's only 60 through here. Well, he's only going 60. Alright. And here we are at the U-tool. So setting up somewhere in this area. I'm just going to pull over. And I'll give him the benefit of the doubt and pull over right next to a speed limit sign. That car was coming up on me a little fast. Now it's 60, he's going 72, so that's 12 over. We have a winner already. I try to keep eyes on that Buccaneer. Now, as I go to pull him over, there are two options. One is he's going to pull over, and the other he's not, and it's going to be a chase. There's our Buccaneer right here. I believe it's a Buccaneer. So I'm going to hit my left shift. Now that my lights are activated. And this one is going to pull over and comply with our stop. That's a pretty good location. And you'll see I do get a thing that says the vehicle has stopped. Proceed with the traffic stop.
Attention all units.
So I'm going to get off my motorcycle. And as I approach, I'm going to hit the G and run his plate. I'm going to make sure it's not stolen. And the owner's name is Lola Pearson. Oh no, that's actually picking up the police plate, believe it or not. So we're going to try that one more time. I'm a little too close to with the bike, I guess. There we go. It is a Buccaneer. Ruthie Mason. No flags. So I'm going to hit my X button and RP here. Good afternoon. How are you? I'm Deputy Hill with the Blaine County Sheriff's Office, and I need to see some identification, proof of insurance, and registration, please. And that is Ruthie Mason. And on this server, I can backspace out and hit F5 and do traffic stop questions. I could have done that intro this way, like hello, and driver says, I was just minding my own business. Okay. And if I ask, how are you today? I just buried my brother today, not that you care. And then, any idea why I stopped you? No, but have at it, officer. So we have attitude right off the bat. Actually, everything has been with attitude. Any weapons or anything illegal in the vehicle? Why is it your business? And of course, can I have your ID? Sure, why not?
Citizens report a traffic violation.
So, do you know why I stopped you today, ma'am? You were speeding. My apologies, it's a new car. Well, it must be new to her. It's certainly not a new vehicle. And we're going to go from there and walk back to our car. And Miss Ruthie Mason, we're going to run her. Notice it didn't matter if I capitalized on this, by the way. And she has no active warrants. There's nothing flagged on her license. And she probably doesn't have any record either. No. So, 12 over is my threshold. And that's what she was doing. So, the minute that I decided to pull her over, I had already determined if I was going to write her a ticket or not. And that was the case. Now, her story about burying her brother is sad, but it has no bearing on the fact that she was speeding. And again, we're going to move that over so we can see our citation. And speeding is right here. She was going 12 over, so that would put her into this category here, 10 to 14. It's $125. And I'm going to submit that. There was no other violations. Registration was clean, as you remember when we ran it before, and she did have insurance. So let's submit that. Down here, you see it has been successfully uploaded with this ID, so we can review that later. And I'm going to approach Miss Mason. All right, Miss Mason, here's your information back. I'm writing you a citation for 72 in a 60 mile per hour zone. So if you'll press hard, we have 5 copies here. By signing this citation, this is not admission of guilt. This is just simply stating that you have received a copy of the citation, that you understand that you have 3 options. Your first option is to pay the ticket at the address on the back in the amount of $125. Your second option is, if you feel this has been unjustified, you may elect to request a court appearance, at which time I will appear in court with my documentation, my radar certification, and any other information that I need to prove that this was a lawful stop. And your third option is to attend Driver Improvement School. Driver Improvement School will remove the points off your license, which this is a moving violation. You are under 15 over the limit, so this will put 2 points on your license. And if you wish to have those off so they do not affect your insurance rates, you'd want to select the third option. Do you have any questions, ma'am? All right. With that, you are free to go. Slow it down. Have a nice day, ma'am. And that
Attention all
traffic stop
units.
is over.
Citizens report a reckless driver. Respond code
Now,
3.
no one else on the server heard a word that I just said because I was just talking to myself, giving Miss Mason her options, RPing that. Close our lights out here. So there you go. We've answered a call, traffic related. One other thing I wanted to do was just do a ped interaction. So let's see, head back over here. I don't know if there'll be anybody in Grapeseed or not. Sometimes you'll see a vehicle just parked on the side of the road. That was a food stand there, so nothing wrong with that. I hit my cruise. Whoop, there we go. And I'm cruising at the speed limit, so anybody faster than me is breaking the law. Oh, I got pulled out on it. Alright, they're working up on their speed here. There is such a thing as driving too slowly, by the way. We're in a 50-mile-an-hour zone. Anything below 15 under the limit, or 35, is impeding traffic. This car is right at it, so I'm going to pretend I don't notice. We're going to head into Sandy here. I said Grapeseed before, I meant Sandy. We're heading to Sandy Shores, and see if we can find any fine citizens of Sandy Shores just out and about. Maybe down by the Ace Liquor, or Liquor Ace. Rockstar loves to put innuendo in all their brand names, like Sprunk Soda, and that guy's Watkins dog, I'm not gonna bother him. You know, Liquor Ace, really?
Attention all units.
There's that stolen
We
police
have
car
a
again. I guess they
stolen
didn't catch him
vehicle.
last time.
Respond code 3.
And by the way, it's the Yellow Jack is the name of the bar down here on Panorama. It's not the Yellow Jacket. It has nothing to do with insects. He's parking his vehicle. And if we've got some people out here drinking, we have no pedestrians out here. If I didn't want one, I would be inundated with them. Another place they like to congregate is down here. And don't think, well, it's day. Oh, there's just someone standing there. Let's talk to this person. 0 Whiskey 30, show me out with a citizen contact. Nearest postal is 3027 on Marina Boulevard. So I'm going to hit my E button and stop them. Say, hello, sir. Do you have some identification on you? And go through this. This is Monty Brennan. All right, Mr. Brennan, we got a call of someone out here drinking in public. That wouldn't be you, would it? We do a portable breath test, and it wasn't him. And sometimes you might get a feeling that you need to search them, so you can do this. And he has his watch is all. So, all right, sir, you have a good day. You're free to go. And that's how you do a citizen contact. Any pedestrian on the map can be stopped by hitting the E key, holding the E key. All right, let's go off duty. Now, I'm going to show you the proper way to go off duty. 0 Whiskey 30, we'll be clear of that citizen contact. We'll be 1097 back to Sandy Shores Station to go off duty. Now, there are number codes for all those, but if you don't know your 10 codes, go to the server, the Discord server for whatever game you're playing, whatever server you're playing on, I should say. And they should provide you with a list of 10 codes. And you want to familiarize yourself with those. So that you can sound like you know what you're doing. Alright, at the end of your shift, normally you'd like to return to a station, and you want to get rid of the vehicle or delete the vehicle that you're riding, FDV. You'll go off duty, right there, and you'll call out on the radio, 0 Whiskey 30, I'll be 10-7, 1041, which means that you are now, correction, 1042. You are now off duty and it's your end of shift. 1041 is on shift. We never did that. 1042 is off of shift. So now you're done. And you can either walk back into the station and turn it off, or if you're in a remote area, you can do it that way too. But you'll hit escape, go to game, exit game, yes, and we'll be back to our desktop. All right, and you get to see this pretty picture of things over and over and over and over and over and over and over. All right, well, that'll end our session today, and we'll do one more where we're out answering calls and hopefully working with other people on the server. And until then, I look forward to seeing you next time.